Hallo en welkom bij Old Lady Plays. Ik heet Kate, de oude dame, and dit is the Journeyman. This is my linguistic journeyman save, where when we land in a country, we change the language of the game to that country. However, the rest of the video will be in English, don't you worry. And we've landed in Holland, where we are playing with SPV Excelsior, SPV. That's it, SPV Excelsior. Haha. A team in Rotterdam. And yeah, let's go and see how we're doing, shall we? I think so. Here we go. So I thought I'd start today with the dynamics because I've been trying very hard at the beginning of the season to build up both our cohesion and our confidence. So, and our atmosphere, support for the manager. I've been working hard on, building the dynamics as much as possible. So I'm very pleased to see this. The reason, however, that I have had to work so hard on dynamics is because I saw how our opening 3 matches came out. Let me just take you back for a moment to last season in the what do you call it? In the Eredivisie. Sorry, couldn't think of the word. And you can see a certain group of teams. You got Ajax, number 1, AZ, number 2, PSV, number 5, or PSV, I guess it is. I never thought about that. Who else? We faced Twente, but okay, so let's just have a look back at that. What am I doing? Oh, I'm getting confused here. Anyway, so as you can see, Ajax, AZ, Feyenoord, Utrecht, PSV. Okay? AZ, Ajax, PSV. We got 1, 2, and 5, or 2, 1, and 5 in the first 3 matches. It's a heavy-duty start. We also have Feyenoord at the beginning of September, so it's going to be a little tricky. We've got some easier stretches through the season too, but then we've got Ajax, Utrecht, and AZ, which is 1, 4, and 2 from last year. And then it gets a little weaker again because you've got Almere City and Heracles Almelo. So it's not a bad schedule. It's not in a terrible spot, but I think it's going to be interesting how we start. So with that in mind, I scheduled our friendlies. You'll notice that almost all of them are at home. Partly that's because these 3 were during the training camp. But also because I wanted us to have the home advantage. I wanted us to have every reasonable advantage. These guys are like, the 14th amateur division or something like that. They're a little higher still than Gillingham, just because it's fun to bring in somebody from outside the country once in a while, and we made a nice little pile of money off it. RKC, our playoff opponents from last year, they managed to get a draw. So, good to them, I guess. And FC Eindhoven, who were in the Eredivisie last year, so and stayed in the Eredivisie. So, good for them. And I think we can. Oh, I'm sorry. No, they didn't. They went down. Did they go down, or were they down before? I wonder. Uh-huh. Yeah. No, they were down. They never came up. Never mind. I was wrong. I thought they were an Eredivisie team, but still, I don't mind that we thrashed them because I really wanted our confidence to be up, so that when we face these first 3 teams and have to really fight to get off to a decent start, that we've got the best foundation possible. Now, I'm going to cut away for a second so past me can tell you about how the end of season awards went and other related bits. That's coming up in a second, so I will now magically change my shirt and you'll get to see those things. All right, 1, 2, 3. Okay, first things first, let's have a look at the end of season awards and stuff. Because that's pretty good. Speler van het jaar volgens fans, Luigi Bruins. That is obviously the player of the year by the fans. 51%. The Twin Towers, Sander Fischer and Thomas Odekot to get the rest of the votes, basically. Excuse me. Beste aankoop van het jaar. That would be the best purchase of the year. Tarek Kurt, 71K from Oberhausen. And the young player of the year, Thomas Odekotte, at 24. He's obviously just at the edge of the eligibility period. The goal of the year, Walter Berger against Young Ajax in August. So let's just have a quick look at that. At the goal of the season, Omarsson. Back to Berger. Oh, takes a touch, then fires it into the corner from what, 25 meters? 30 meters. My goodness. All right, I'll take that. A 30-meter shot. I'm okay with that being the goal of the season. Statistics. Elias Mar Omarsson, 21 goals. That's not too bad. Highest average, 7.17. Luigi Bruins. Most assists, Luigi Bruins, 12. Best percentage of passing, Thomas Odekotte at 95%. Meeste keer verkozen tot man van de wedstrijd. Oh, most times chosen as man of the match, Luigi Bruins with 8. Most yellow cards, Siebe Horemans and Sander Fischer with 7 each. That's not too bad. I'm okay with 7 in a year. That's reasonable. So yeah, that's pretty good. The look back over the season, it was expected that Excelsior had a chance to make to get a place in the playoffs, but this team had much better performed and is promoted to the Eredivisie. This was a successful season for Excelsior, thanks to the good form in the beginning of the season, which gave momentum and, against all expectations, led to promotion from the Dutch football press. Okay. We won in the third round. KNVB Becker, we unfortunately verloren in eerste ronde. Yeah, we lost in the first round. That was the penalty shootout. The shootout, as it will forever be known in Excelsior history. The shootout. We finished third in the Keukenkampioen. I'm saying that's pretty good. Game of the season, we beat NAC Breda 4-0. And then literally the next week, moment to forget, Go Ahead beat us 3-0. 27-3-20, 23-20. So yes, they were a week apart. we got our heads up in the clouds when we beat them 4-0, and we got them brought firmly back to earth, head first, by Go Ahead. 3,481 attendance average, 77% full. That's pretty good. 27 players used, and 12th highest in the division, which is a little surprising to me. I'm usually much higher than that. Competitiestand. This is the table, basically the thing, and we had some bad positions. We were 12th at one point in it looks like about October, but brought it back, worked hard, Had some ups and downs, a little there, a little there, a little there, a little peak, then a drop again, and then up, just enough to finish third. So I think that was a pretty good season for us. Nope, the start budgets. The board has set the salary budget and transfer budget, the wage budget and the transfer budget for the coming season at respectively 66K per week and 907K overall. So what that means is we've got a transfer budget of 907, but we've doubled our previous budget, in more than doubled. In fact, it was 28,000, and I was overspending by about six. And we've got now we've got double that. So we've got enough to get in a player or two if we can find them with good, with free positions and whatnot, free transfers and whatnot. So I'm fairly happy with how this has gone here. Anything else? No, no, no. Right. Bruins chosen as, or proclaimed maybe as the Player of the Year winner. So he has, at 33, was this season slagging doors something. I don't know. I do not know what doorslag given means. That's fun. He bereidde in 36 wedstrijden 11 doelpunten voor een haalde en gemiddeld rapportcijfer van 7.17. So yeah, that's pretty good. Venema and Van Moorsel ended up taking the next two spots, but that's a pretty good season, I'd say. 10 goals, 11 assists, 7.17. He's 33 years old. I'd call that a pretty good season overall. Yeah, so we're going to congratulate him on his award. Yeah, it was a good year, he says. Venema crowned as top goal scorer. He got 16 goals, as did Moore Omerson, but unfortunately he did so in 33 games and Omerson did in 35. So it was that close, but not close enough. And I came third in Manager of the Season, which kind of shocked me a little bit. We were not supposed to get anywhere near the playoffs, as far as I know. I could be remembering that wrongly. That's possible. But it's okay. I don't really care that much. Alhaft won the Player of the Period. I don't know how that's different from the Player of the Year, but maybe that's the Player of the Season. I don't know. I honestly don't know, because no, it's the same numbers. It just whatever. Alhaft won it from Almere City, so did coming third F Morfidis. And Bruins managed to sneak into the top three, so not bad. We can be overall happy with that, I'd say. Anyway, I'll be back again shortly with with more stuff about the ongoing transfer window. See you soon. And we are back in the present. Well, this morning, which if you're seeing this on the first day, this morning, that's when I shoot. So you get it hot and fresh every day. Daniel Boss is one of the only two outs. He went out to MVV, I guess. I never thought about that. I wonder whether it is Fau or V. Doesn't really matter. Never mind. He just wasn't going to make it. I just didn't see it. He's got no determination, no real work rate, teamwork. His positioning is poor. I just didn't see him making it as a fullback with us. not in the Eredivisie, so I let him go. And Luigi Bruins, well, he had achieved everything he wanted at the club, and as you just saw, he did very well this year in terms of his awards and things like that, and felt like it was time for him to move on. So I was willing to agree to it. He was dropping off kind of radically in his physicals, and though his mentals and his technicals remained amazing, and he just wanted to try something out, go to MLS, so I let him go. We have brought in Arturo, a center midfielder, Spanish. We got him from Levante, although he was actually a free transfer when we got him, so they'd let him go completely. He played for Castilla for a bit. I wonder if he was. No, it looks like he was loaned there. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so he's got some good luck and numbers. I'm pretty pleased with him. He's got a little bit of positional awareness, which is nice. His mentals are generally okay. They're not great, but they're generally okay. His technicals, again, generally okay, and and his physicals are reasonably good. So I'm not I'm not unhappy with this choice. I think that given what we had to go through, I've been trying to get free agents all summer, and it has not been easy to do. But here we go. The other one that I got is Umberto Saracco. He is a dualman. He is very determined, which is very nice. Um, and yeah, he's quite a good player, I think. Doesn't have the absolute best goalkeeping stats, but he doesn't have any weaknesses either. That is to say, I mean, all of his goalkeeping stats that matter to me, like his jumping reach, his handling, one against one, um, reflexes, anticipation, agility, positioning, they're all at least 11 or 12, and a couple of them are 13s. So, okay, not super, but okay. So he's listed as the reserve at the moment, which was a bit of a coup. Unfortunately, I also promised Martin de Fockert that he was going to be the number one. I'm a little less jazzed about him. He's a little more uneven. His agility is only 6, but he's got some 14s where um, Umberto has only 12s and 13s. So at the moment, he's a little bit better. However, I have been working on a transfer with this guy, Jeppe Højbjerg. Oh my goodness. He is much better. 84 recommendation from the scouts. I've bid 175K. We're going to see how that comes out. The only piece against him that I'm worried about a little bit is that he is quite, I don't know what gefühlig means, but he's basically, or maybe susceptible to adaptability problems in another land, like learning to he's going to get homesick, basically. But I cannot think that it's going to be so bad that he will have a problem, because we can easily send him home, for the weekend, because it's only Netherlands to Denmark. It's not a long way. Okay? Maybe it takes a Canadian coach to explain that to him. But hey, dude, you could drive this in 4 or 5 hours. You could take a train in about the same time. No big deal. Go home for the weekend. Anyway, we've got some other guys out. We're trying to see if we can get in. Edu Ramos, we're working on his. We're trying to get him to come in for a trial. He looks like he's got some stats in places that would be useful for a midfielder or a defensive midfielder. We've also got this guy that we're trying to get on loan from Bayern Munich, another midfielder. everybody that we get in is complaining that we need to strengthen the midfield, so I'm doing that, or I'm trying to. They've been trying to get hold of Dave Van Delft. I have no interest in selling him. I think he's going to be a great one. So yeah, he's been in the first team. He's only 18, but he's in the first team because he deserves it. So that's the transfers that we've done. You saw how the end of the season awards went. Haven't done much in the way of transfers yet, but I'm going to. We've still got another month, so it's possible there will be more transfers made. I just wanted to get you up to date on this, and I'm running out of time in terms of trying to get forward in the game far enough to, because I've had to run the off season in the last 2 days. I didn't plan this very well. The whole, running through extra rounds of the playoffs, I didn't plan that very well. If I had planned it better, then I would have ended up with this on a weekend, and then I would have had an extra day to play through the lengthy summer transfer season. The reason it's so lengthy, and this is the part that you never really notice until you're actually going through it, is because my scouts are out sending me all these scouting reports. And because I'm desperate for players to try and keep us in the Eredivisie, I have to read them all, even if I just have to discard half of them because they're 35-year-olds whose agent is trying to shop them around or whatever. Although I did look at players up to, I think, 32 years old for 1-year contracts, because we desperately need good players and we want to stay in the Eredivisie. That's the idea. If I can get them to stay in the Eredivisie, then we're off at the end of the season, and probably we're off in any case, because if I can't get them to stay in the Eredivisie, I'll probably get sacked. So that's the thing. We'll see how that goes, but probably at the end of the season we'll be off to a new country, and we'll see where that is. I have no idea yet, but that's a whole year away, and that's a long way from now. So that's going to do it for today. Or theoretically it will, when I can get that to do the thing that it's supposed to do with the thing with the other thing. You know what I mean. You're all experts at this by now. So, it's time for me to put up the outro card, say the things that I say, which are not the things that you say always at the end of a YouTube video, because you guys know what to do. You know how to help out if you want to help out. If you don't want to help out, that's okay too. If you want to support me on Patreon, I wouldn't say no. My plan is that I will never monetize this channel in the sense of requiring people to watch ads to access it. I don't like ads, and I don't want people to have to watch them to get my content. So if I can in any way disable the ads on my channel when they do monetize me, I will do so. I don't have the thing clicked that says show ads on your channel, so I'm hoping that it won't suddenly get clicked or whatever, but what can I do? I'm hoping not to anyway. If I do, you can always jump the ads, okay? Trust me on this one, I will never be upset if you jump the ads, because I will never be taking money from the ads. If you want to support the channel financially, Patreon is the only way to do it. Although if you want to really DM me on Twitter and explain to me why you can't go on Patreon, then I'll listen and you can send me money by some other means. But basically, yeah, Patreon's the way. So if that's something you're interested in, and if you're not, that's fine too. Absolutely no problem with that. I love that you want to watch my shows. I don't care if you do it for free. I'm doing it for free. I'm doing it because I love it. I don't really care. So that's why here we are 2.5 years in, and I've never had a Patreon pledge yet, and I haven't begged for them, and I'm not going to. All I'm going to tell you is, if that's something you're feeling like doing, I don't mind. But if you don't, that's okay too. All right? I hope you have a great day, and take care.